Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your
mushrooms.
Alright. Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. Welcome to my mushroom farm. I mean, it ain't much, but it's mine. You may be asking the question, can you start a mushroom farm like I have and make profit? Absolutely. It's actually not as hard as you might think. So follow me on an adventure and let's see just if you can do what I do in my garage. We're going to break this down into 3 different methods: the easy method, the medium method, and the most in-depth method. The easiest is the least laborious and time consuming, requires minimal setup, but is the least profitable. The medium method involves a larger setup, more labour, but gives substantially more profit. And the final method involves the most labour, the most time, the biggest setup, and the highest profit. So what is the easy method and just how easy is it? Well, let me show you. That is the easy method. All you need to do is build a mushroom fruiting chamber. Just build one. Once you've built a fruiting chamber, you can then buy ready-to-fruit blocks from a supplier. What is a ready-to-fruit block? Well, this is one right here. You can buy them just like this. A lot of countries have them. I sell these in New Zealand. There's a lot of suppliers in America. The hard work has been done. The substrate's in there. It's fully colonised. It is ready to grow mushrooms. So we simply buy these, get them into a fruiting chamber, like so. And after a few days, you'll have mushrooms growing. Whoa. Stop for a minute. What exactly is a fruiting room? That's a question you might ask. Well, a fruiting room is something quite simple, really. Let's have a look. A fruiting room needs a couple of things. It needs some lights, like my LED strips up here. It needs ventilation, an extractor fan, like what I have here. And it needs a humidifier to keep the humidity nice and high. This is my homemade humidifier, and this has been working for well over a year now, without fail. Now I know what you're asking, what is the medium method? Well, it is the biggest jump in setup. We need a preparation area like this. We need an incubation area like this, so we can grow our mycelium from its infancy to its teen years, or its teen weeks, or it really only needs 2 weeks to grow. And a lab. So what does the preparation area need and what is it used for? What you're going to be doing out here is mixing your substrate. I use soy hulls and softwood fuel pellets, these are pine pellets, mixing them into bags, and you're putting the bags in a sterilizer here. I've got a video about my sterilizer build up in the corner. All we're doing out here is mixing those together, getting them in here and sterilizing them. After they're sterilized, we move them through to the lab. So we need the outdoor preparation area, and we need the sterilizers, and we also need the lab. The difference between the medium method and the most in-depth method is for the medium method, we're simply going to be buying our spawn, not making it ourselves. The reason we do this is spawn can be tricky to make, and having to make it on your own when you're just starting out can be a challenge. So we buy this from a reputable vendor. So we have our preparation area ready with our sterilizers. We sterilize our substrate, we move them here to the clean room which we have built, and then we use spawn to inoculate our mushroom blocks. From here they go out to our incubation area for about 2 weeks. Hang on. What exactly is a clean room or a mushroom lab? Well, it's simply a room like this that has one of these set up inside it. This would be called a laminar flow hood. Well, technically it's not really a laminar flow hood. I believe those are the ones where these are mounted horizontally above you and the air flows down. These ones, the air flows out. Now that's a clean flow of air to work in front of. And this takes all of the dust and all of the contamination out of the air. So when you get your sterilised bags out of here and you open them up, they are opening up in front of a clean flow of air and they won't get any bacteria or contamination in them. Now for a mushroom lab, that's pretty much the only thing you need. There are a couple other things like a pressure cooker if you're making your own spawn. You do need a good impulse sealer like mine, but the main thing is the laminar flow. And that's your lab. I made my lab here in my garage. You can actually see where I've built the walls myself and just used giant polystyrene sheets as wall panels. It's really simple but really effective. So we need an incubation area. It's really easy to do. You could use a wardrobe in your house, you could use a hydroponic tent, or you could use a room specially built for it. All you need to do is keep the incubation room at a pretty constant temperature. And then after we've inoculated the bags we created, we simply bring them out here to sit for about 2 weeks. And after that, they go to the fruiting room. So by doing that, you no longer need to buy ready to fruit blocks, and you're going to save yourself a lot of money. And that money saved is going to be profit down the line. So the easy method involves building a fruiting chamber and buying ready to fruit blocks. The medium method involves setting up a preparation area, setting up a lab where you can inoculate, and having a space where you can incubate your blocks. That way you're making your own blocks that will then go into your fruiting chamber you've already made. And what's the most in-depth method? Well, the last step you have to take is to make your own spawn. So making your own spawn, is it hard? It can be challenging. There's lots of videos out there. I recommend getting a proper autoclave for this. Like an All-American, what I have here. Once you get your spawn creation right, you'll make consistently high quality spawn, like what I do. This is going to save you money in the long run, especially if you're using quite a large amount of spawn. But you don't have to make spawn. There are reputable spawn providers out there. If you do go from the easy method to the most in-depth, you don't actually need that much more equipment. You just need to set up a process to make your spawn. And remember, if you are growing edible mushrooms, you're going to want to keep them in a good fridge until the point of sale. This fridge is at 1.5 degrees right now. I recommend getting a commercial fridge. Household fridges just don't really cut the mustard.